Keeping up with our motto that learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students! Today we are going to continue with Class 6 Science, Chapter number 6, Substances in Daily Use. Topics that I am going to cover during this session are reversible versus irreversible changes, production and vulcanization of rubber, the process of manufacturing paper and recycling your own paper at home. So, let us start with reversible and irreversible changes. While making man-made substances, the properties of the constituents undergo a change. Now, this change occurs due to chemical reactions. These changes in the properties are permanent. That is, you cannot get the original substance back from the new substances. This is called an irreversible change. Let us understand this with the help of few examples. If we take logs of wood and burn it, then it will turn into ashes. Now, do you think, can you convert ashes back into wood again? No. Right? So, this is an irreversible change where the chemical properties of the substance are changing and you cannot convert the substance, the new substance obtained, back into the original substance. Glass is made from sand, right? So, from the glasses again, you cannot make sand. So, this is again an irreversible change. We are using different flours to make bread. But do you think from bread again you can get the dough back? No. And the last example is baking a cake. You use different ingredients, flour, milk, different types of essence, right, to make the cake. Now, do you think is it possible to get all these ingredients back from the cake? No, right? So all these are the examples of irreversible changes. Now let us see what are reversible changes. Opposite of irreversible changes. In irreversible change, we cannot get the substance back, original substance back, right? In reversible changes, we can get the original substance back. For example, when we are cooling the water, water is getting converted into ice. Again, you take out the ice from the fridge and keep it at the normal temperature. It will start melting and again it will convert into water. So, water to ice and then from ice to water back, right? It is a reversible change because you can convert ice back into the original form, that is water. Second example is of ice cream. Over here you can see an ice cream candy. If you melt this candy or you provide some heat, you can see it will be converted into liquid form. But if you cool it again, it will be converted back into the candy form. So this is again a reversible change. The third one is butter. Butter on room temperature, it is in the semi-solid form. But when you freeze it, it turns into solid form, right? But again, if you take it out, it will turn into the semi-solid form. So, butter is an example of reversible change. And the final, last example is that of chocolate. This, you can see a chocolate slab is there. On heating, it will turn into liquid. But if you will cool it again, it will again convert into the solid slab. So, all these are the examples of reversible changes. Picture shows few objects like gloves, tire, slipper, eraser and a toy. All these objects are made up of rubber. What is rubber? Rubber is a material that can be stretched and it will retract rapidly and forcibly to substantially to its original dimensions upon the release of the force. Rubber is of two types, natural rubber and artificial rubber. Natural rubber is obtained from the gum or sap of trees. This sap is called latex. Artificial or the synthetic rubber is derived from petroleum and natural gas. Rubber has a peculiar odor and it is white in color. And as it is elastic, strong and tough, it is used for making several things like tire, gloves, etc. Picture shows a scientist named Charles Goodyear. He accidentally discovered vulcanization of rubber in 1839. He spilled a mixture of rubber and sulfur on a burning stove. After the stove was extinguished, he noticed that the rubber has become harder and less elastic. So he repeated these experiments in a systematic way and invented the process that is called vulcanization of rubber. As shown in the picture, when sulfur is added to the crude rubber or the natural rubber, which is comparatively soft, then we get a hard rubber, that is vulcanized rubber. So in this process, rubber is heated with sulfur for 3 to 4 hours. To give hardness to rubber, sulfur is added. Over here you can see, this is the natural rubber which is comparatively soft. After vulcanization process, it has become hard. If you will try to press it, you are not able to press it. So, the proportion of sulfur in the mixture is determined by the purpose for which the rubber will be used. For example, if you want a soft rubber, then less amount of sulfur is added, and if you want hard rubber, then more amount of sulfur is added to it. Okay, now let us see a video. In that, we will observe that how natural rubber is extracted from the tree and then how it is converted into a harder rubber by the process of vulcanization of rubber. Over here you can see the person is removing the bark of the tree in a particular way so that the white colored rubber can be, it is actually the sap or gum of the trees, right, which is white in color. And this sap is called latex. So it is in the liquid form. Over here you can see it is in the liquid form and it is dripping down, right? And this person is collecting it in a small container. So this is how the sap or the gum of the tree is obtained, which is nothing but liquid rubber. After collecting the latex, it is strained with the help of a strainer. Here you can see, I cannot show you the whole video because it is a bit long video. So I'll show you different parts of the video. So after straining it, the coagulation process is carried out where certain chemicals are added to it. It is heated and then it is kept in this tray to convert into solid form, right? Over here you can see it has converted into the solid form and it is ready for sheeting and rolling process. The person is now rolling the rubber in a machine in order to convert it into thin sheets. And now he's cleaning it with water, and then the rubber sheets are hanged in sunlight to dry. This was all about vulcanization of rubber. Students, as this video is getting too long, the remaining two topics, that is the manufacturing of paper as well as the recycling of your own paper at home, will be covered in the next session. This is all for today. Thank you so much.